right, so we are going to work on solving two-step equations. And to solve a two-step equation, you want to do the inverse of the addition or subtraction first, and then you do the inverse of the multiplication or division. So let's look at example 1. So example 1, we have negative 6x minus 11 equals 31. Making sure I wrote it down right. Okay. So in this problem, we're going to do the inverse of the subtraction first. So that means we're going to add 11 to both sides. So negative 11 plus 11 makes that 0. So we can cross it out. And we have negative 6x equals 31 plus 11 is 42. So now this is just a one-step equation. So to solve it, we do the inverse of multiplication, which is division. So we divide both sides by negative 6. Negative 6 divided by negative 6 is 1. So we can mark that out because we know that when we have a variable, there's a 1 in front of it. So x equals 42 divided by negative 6 is negative 7. So x equals negative 7. And then, of course, you would substitute that in for x to check your work. Okay. Number 2, we have x divided by 3 plus 12 equals negative 14. So we do the inverse of the addition, which is subtraction. So we're going to subtract 12 from both sides. 12 minus 12 is 0. Cross it out. We have x divided by 3 equals negative 14 minus 12 is negative 26. Now we have division. So the inverse of division would be multiplication. So we multiply by the reciprocal of 3, which would be 3 over 1. Not the reciprocal of 3, excuse me, the reciprocal of 1 over 3. So those cancel out, and I have x equals negative 26 times positive 3 is negative 78. And then, of course, don't forget, check your work, do negative 78 divided by 3 plus 12, which will give you negative 14. Okay, now number 3, I want to put a big star beside of it because it is special because of the way it is written. Because the addition problem is being divided by 6. So this is a special equation because we actually have to do the inverse of the division first. So the inverse of dividing by 6, multiplying by 6. So the 6's are going to cancel out, and I have x plus 3 equals 2 times 6, which is 12. Then, of course, this is just a one-step addition equation, so we subtract 3. 3 minus 3 is 0, so I have x equals 9. So don't forget, this is a special equation, so we have to do the division part first instead of doing the addition part first. Now, number 4, we have negative 9 equals 15 plus 4t. Yes, it is flip-flop, but you still solve it the same way. The variable's just going to be on the right this time. Not a big deal. If it bothers you, cross out the negative 9 and the equal sign and move it over here. Very simple fix. So, opposite of adding 15 would be subtracting 15. So we're going to do that to both sides. 15 minus 15 is 0. So I have 4t on the right side. Negative 9 minus 15 is negative 24. 4t means we're multiplying, so the inverse operation would be division. 4 divided by 4 is 1, so I can mark those out. And negative 24 divided by 4 is negative 6. So t equals negative 6. I prefer the variable on the left. Last but not least, number 5. Inverse of addition is subtraction. 7 minus 7 is 0. So I have m divided by negative 9 equals 3 minus 7 is negative 4. The opposite of dividing by negative 9 is multiplying by negative 9. So m equals a negative times a negative is a positive 36. So m equals 36. And then, of course, plug it in for m. 36 divided by negative 9 is negative 4. Negative 4 plus 7 is positive 3.